No, but okay, let me ask you this. Okay, so do you think that Cuban's frustration comes from the fact that after all these years, Joe is still standing on the fact that he didn't do anything when the black and white exists, when the evidence is there for people to see, yet there are people still defending him and saying, oh, Liza's a liar, like she did this, she was greedy, yada, yada. And it's like, it's hard for him to hear that.
It could be that.
Because the evidence...
Of course it could be that. But he felt vindicated when a lot of people exposed it to be different than what Joe said. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he's a little more, elated when it comes to that, But it could be that. You don't... Listen, man. Cuban shouldn't be here to see Joe change. Joe might never change to the person that Cuban wants him to be. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking for that, then you're going to be looking for a long time. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it is what it is. I don't think Joe's going to be in any interview anytime soon where they're going to come up with anything big pun. You feel what I'm saying? He's in an area of staff. He's in a status where he can do that. If you want to interview with me, don't ask me about this, and that. You feel what I'm saying? So
he kind of he tries to refrain from talking about pun a little bit. Don't you think so? Like for as big of a part of pun was of his career and everything and their close affiliation, he doesn't talk about pun that much, like maybe on anniversaries, maybe like random stories, little stuff like that, but not as much as you would think.
Why would you when a good portion of it comes with negativity? You feel what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that...
So then let me ask you that though. Then do you think that because of all that has happened, pun is not as celebrated as much as he should be? That's
what I'm saying for all of them though. Not just Joe.
Right.
For all of them. Because they're not all on one accord to have this be celebrated to the 10th power. That's why I feel like when I ask him, I say, yo, do you get mad when pun is not in the top 5 or the top 10 period and shit like that? Because you know why? A lot of that deals with the miscuration of pun's legacy due to the fact that if he was celebrated by the people that was close to him that has actual power to put his name up in a position where it needs to be, there wouldn't be a lot of problems going on. You feel what I'm saying? Yes, it took long to get that his name up on Fordham Road, but he got it there. That means something because you got to remember everybody was divided. You feel what I'm saying? When this was happening. So who do we give the kudos to for his name being up on Fordham Road? Could it be Liza? Could it be Joe? Could it be Cuban? Could it be his kids? Who do we give the kudos to? So I say all that to say, imagine if everybody was on one accord. They don't have to be kumbaya. They don't have to be in the same dinner table and stuff like that. But if everybody was on the understanding of saying, oh, listen, man, this is Pun's legacy and it helps all of us out. You feel what I'm saying? Let's keep his name alive by doing this, and that. You feel what I'm saying? And it takes nothing but a conversation, man. Behind the scenes conversations can help a whole lot of things. Whereas what we're doing now on the internet with me and you and shit like that doesn't help to the point where it's like, oh, that's how he feels? I ain't fucking with her. Oh, that's how she feels? I ain't fucking with her. And shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So we got to say the work that Pun put in with these records that he's made got him the legacy that he has without the curation of a big push from his record label, his production company, or his peers. You feel what I'm saying? People hold Pun dear to their hearts because he did something magical. Magical. You know what I'm saying? Not only being the first Latin to go platinum or whatever, okay, cool. But you know what I'm talking about? Like, listen, take his skin color away or his ethnicity away, he was magical on the mic.
Right.
Whereas a lot of people would say,
let me ask you this though, okay?
Hold on, Panda. Well, a lot of people would say, yo, if you take the whiteness of Eminem, he wouldn't be so hot. Which is crazy to say, right? But that's cool, right? If you was to take his ethnicity away, close your eyes and shit, it wouldn't matter. Like, Pun is nice is nice. Just like Eminem, nice is nice. Right. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, let me ask you this, right? Because you're talking about the fact that people haven't been able to work together because of all that has happened. So, after the lawsuit that Liza had told Joe, like, hey, I want bygones to be bygones. What happened has happened. I want to do this big Pun movie or series. And Joe said that the only way that he's going to be able to do it is if she comes out and says that he never stole from her. And of course, her reaction is like, why would I do that? Because that would make me look crazy. Everybody would be back in the DM saying, fuck you, and you did all this shit and yada, yada, right? So that's not for a lack of effort on her part, you know. She was willing.
Kudos. Let me say this, because this is crazy. Kudos to her for doing that, for sticking her hand out and saying, hey, let bygones be bygones. Because she knows the importance of Pun's legacy. And she knows that it could be done without Joe, but with Joe, it makes it that much bigger. You know what I'm saying? Because Joe was the person that reached out and brought Pun to prominence. We're not going to.
Well, you need multiple perspectives in order to really get the story told right.
Shut your ass up, Panda. I'm finishing my statement. But kudos to her for doing that. Now, whereas Joe did, I would have took that sentiment and be like, yo, let's rock out. Because you know what it did? He didn't have to say, I want you to apologize for such and such and this, that, and the third. The showing of Joe and Liza working together shows that he is a bigger man. He can let the, you know what I'm saying, shit rock out for the betterment of Pun's legacy and shit like that. He didn't need that apology. You understand what I'm saying? Just getting together with Liza and doing that movie will say it all. You understand what I'm saying? He would have got the assurance that, yo, we all rocking with each other. We all putting Pun's legacy to ahead of the bullshit, if you will. You feel what I'm saying? And that would have led to more doors opening, because all he did, no disrespect to Cuban, that's like I said, my brother and all that. Pun needed was the reassurance of Liza rocking out with him, because that would have told the whole story. Remember, Liza's Pun's, you know what I'm saying, wife. You get no bigger than the wife, no disrespect. You know what I'm saying? The wife is the wife. You know what I'm saying? Now she owns everything. So if anything,
she's in his place now that he's not here anymore.
Joe, as you being his fat Joe, anything you need, once you did that good gesture of faith, all you have to do is say, yo, Liza, I need such and such on this. Okay, Joe, I got you. I'm gonna sign off for that. Yo, I need such and such for that. Okay, Joe, I need such a. They would have been in tandem working with each other. You know what I'm saying? So I think when it comes to Joe, that gesture was to just, have his quote unquote character in the industry look good. If she would have did that for himself, that was a selfish act. But I think he didn't need that selfish act, because they would have said it all if they would have just shook hands and went out there and rocked out with each other.
But then you think about, like, if some of those decisions that he had made previously in regards to Cuban, Sace, all these people, right? If he had just proven that TS as a record label could put out successful artists back to back and stuff, TS right now would have been on another level, and it would have solidified his spot in music even more.
Yo, let me tell you something. I'm gonna put that with the shit that I got, right? The manager that we had, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna talk crazy about him because he's passed away. God rest his soul. We had a similar situation with Pun. Like Pun. We had a powerful manager that could open all doors and stuff like that. What he didn't know is he had 3 talented dudes that if you would have just curated and just nurtured the group, it would have been one of the biggest groups in the fucking world as we see today. I kid you not, Panda. Because we was just doing things experimental that nobody was doing. And I'm not just talking about from the Spanish rapping and shit, but I'm talking about from the English and all that shit too. Like, I've set verbal trends that people are doing today that don't even know it probably came from me. And that's real shit. People are probably like, what the fuck you talking? Trust me, you go back to that album, you'll hear me spitting flows and different type of things, experimental, just to, you know what I'm saying, for other people to run off with them and shit like that. Now, I had a group member, which hopefully I could get him here one day. His name is DJ Royal Tech. He's the Colombian cat we was talking about. He had the long hair and all that shit back then, you know what I'm saying, the beard and all that. My best friend, like still to this day, like my brother from another. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mother.
Feel me? I would say he's the most talented one in the group. Because he did the side rapping, but he was the DJ, but he was also became a phenomenal producer today. Like, this guy's a multi-instrumentalist, and he knows his sound. And like I said, had the manager knew all this back then, which I was trying to tell him, he would have probably been a millionaire today. and we'd have been millionaires today as well. So I say that to say you're right, because look at I don't want to call him Baby Pun. Look at Chris Rivers. That kid is nasty. He got bars. He is phenomenal. He's lacking one or two things his father didn't have, but that comes with tooling and teaching. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I think Joe would have been the perfect person to put him on the next level. He would have got him there. Because one thing I would say about Joe is that he has talent with is
he has an ear for music.
He has an ear for music and he's smart. He's like an unofficial A&R. He's probably like the unofficial best A&R in the music business when it comes to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And he could have took Chris Rivers to another level, man, but it's just the divisiveness and stuff like that. What if Joe would have said, you know what, Liza? You're right. My fault. Let's get it rocking. Let's get this, not only let's get this pun movie rocking, let's get Chris Rivers into a bag, you know what I'm saying, to whereas we can get your whole family, you know what I'm saying, into a millionaire bag. You feel what I'm saying? Let me nurture this kid to be the next just as good as his father. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to a point where not only he would have had Chris Rivers rocking, he would have brought hip hop back, because all this boom bap shit is kind of coming into play now. You know what I'm saying? Every history has its errors, and the boom bap shit is coming around again. Chris Rivers would have been perfect for this era right now. He would have smoked all these motherfuckers. I'm talking about smoke. You hear me? Because that kid is a technician. He knows technique. He knows metaphors, similes, compound rhyming, chain punching. He knows storytelling. He knows a lot of shit, man.
Right.
It's just that what he's utilizing his tools right now is utilizing it for the podcasting shit, which I think he's great at. But I still think he has a calling because he's still young enough to get out there and be a legend.
Yeah, man.